Alright, here we are with week 2 of the IPA. Hope everyone's having a good day, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, we're going up against the Eternal Ice Cube today, coached by Detective Butters. So if they have a YouTube channel, I'll make sure to link it in the description. So looking at their team, they got Clefable, Mega Scizor, Nidoqueen, Infernape, Slowking, Haxorus, Snorlax, Persian, Alola form, Lycanroc, Drifblim, and Luxray. So, a couple threats. Mega Scizor is always a threat, will always be a threat because Sword Dance Bullet Punch is just ridiculous for its amount of bulk and power. Also, the Technician is just it's too damn good. Clefable is annoying. Always. Infernape is very versatile and really quick. Haxorus can sweep. Offensive Nidoqueen actually destroys my team, so I hope he doesn't bring that. He's definitely going to bring her. I don't know if it's a he or she, so I'm just going to default to he because that's just how I talk. Just like I say this thing all the time. Or I can just say they. Well, I do think they're going to bring Nidoqueen because it just has a good matchup in general. But offensive Nidoqueen really puts a hurt on my team. And I was debating bringing like Spidef, Claydol just for Nidoqueen, but I decided against it. So, yeah, and then Slowking can be annoying. Snorlax can be. I do think Alolan Persian comes just because it's great against Sharpedo. It's great against Marowak. It's just great in general, in my opinion. Lycanroc could come. I don't see Luxray or Drifblim coming because Drifblim gets popped by Kyurem, Mega Sharpedo, and Nihilego. And Luxray is just, I don't know. I mean, it could come just because I have 2 water types, but even then, I feel like there's going to be other Pokemon that he brings above Luxray. So yeah, anyway, looking at our team, I have Amoonguss here as my first mon because the first thing I wanted to do is find a complete answer to Mega Scizor. If I bring Registeel, he can superpower it. He can knock off Alolan and Marowak. He can bullet punch pretty much everything else. So I wanted Amoonguss because with the Rocky Helmet, with the max defense, it can deal with Scizor pretty well. I mean, even if I can't spore it, obviously I'm only allowed to spore one thing at a time, but even if I can't, I can counter it with Foul Play and Synthesis, even though I do have Regenerator, so I'm gonna get healing anyway. Synthesis is still nice because I can hang in there with that Scizor and I can Foul Play it, and as long as it's not defensive, if it's like max defense, with Sword Dance Bullet Punch, like Roost to knock off, that could be annoying. But I do have something else for that if it is like that. But if it's just like max HP, max attack, then I should still be able to deal with it pretty well with the Foul Play. Yeah, that's about it. Hopefully this thing will not let Scizor set up on it. So next up we got Genk. Genk this week is rocking the Toxic Spikes plus Stealth Rocks. If you look at his team, he's got Defog Scizor and Defog Drifblim. That's the only way of getting rid of hazards. I don't think he's going to bring Drifblim, and if he does, that's fine. And if he brings Mega Scizor with Defog, that's one less move to worry about. If he brings a more defensive Scizor and that doesn't set up, that's going to be great for me. So yeah, Nihilego here. I'm bringing Venoshock over Sludge Wave just because for the things that I'm going to be going for Venoshock on, I'll want them to be poisoned. So for example, Clefable, even though it doesn't take poison damage, Venoshock does like considerably more than Sludge Bomb when they are poisoned. I know he does have Nidoqueen to soak up the Toxic Spikes, but if we get Nidoqueen down, or if it's low enough to where it doesn't want to switch into us, then we can set up the Toxic Spikes. I'll only need 1 layer, and then Venoshock kind of goes in against it. 2KOs Slowking. It 2KOs basically everything if they're poisoned. So maybe not Snorlax, but it's okay. That's okay. So yeah, this thing's just here to hopefully set up the rocks. That's what I'm going to be. This is the first priority move right here, Stealth Rocks. And then everything else just kind of falls into place. He only has 1 Pokemon that actually takes a lot of damage from rocks, which is Drifblim, which again I don't see coming. But even then, I mean, it's still nice to have Stealth Rocks on the team. It does 12% to almost everything on his team. Except for the Nidoqueen and the Drift Bloom, it does 12% to everything. Minus Clefable, because it doesn't take damage from that. Unless it's unaware, which it probably won't be. So, yeah, it'll also be nice to get like a boost with this thing. That would be pretty nice. Get a special attack boost. Potential sweep if Scizor is dead. So, yeah, next up we got Thick Club Marowak. This speed will outspeed a Scizor. And this thing's just really good against this team. It definitely breaks his team pretty well. Really nothing wants to take a Flare Blitz. I have Rocket, so I don't take Recoil. If Haxorus wants to come out, I do have Poltergeist for that. Low Kick for the Snorlax, for a potential Thick Fat Snorlax, which might want to come in on this thing. I cannot speed it, do so much damage with Low Kick. Flare Blitz actually does more than Low Kick or Brick Break to Persian, so I didn't need Brick Break. Because I was thinking, originally I had Brick Break over Low Kick, but Low Kick hits Snorlax harder than Brick Break, and Brick Break hits Persian harder than Low Kick. But since I don't need Brick Break because Flare Blitz does more, I can run Low Kick. So yeah, and then Knock Off just because it's a decent middle ground if I know he's going to bring in something that, I don't know, maybe Haxorus. Yeah, it's a decent middle ground because basically nothing wants to take a Knock Off, and I don't think Scizor's ever going to want to switch in on this thing. No matter how predictable one of these three moves are. So yeah, next up we got Python, Mega Sharpedo with Liquidation, Crunch, Aqua Jet, Close Combat. I need the Close Combat for Persian. I need it. No flip turn on this one. I need the Aqua Jet for a Mach Punch, Infernape, because if I get any kind of chip on Infernape, I could knock it out with not Aqua Jet, which is great because if he brings Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave, that's just going to do so much damage to me, and I'd rather have the priority there. So, also maybe if Scizor gets low enough and it's like really offensive, I could maybe Aqua Jet that thing so that I don't get bullet punched. Like if I'm low or something. Close Combat is also nice for Snorlax. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe Poison Jab instead of Liquidation, but I felt like Liquidation is necessary because I can't just be clicking Aqua Jet against Nidoqueen. I have to be able to threaten it with something. Crunch hits Slowking really hard, it hits Hackers really hard, it hits Mega Scizor really hard, hits Luxray really hard, so yeah, Crunch is definitely the move here. So then we got Finny with the Defog because now I won't be, I probably won't want to Defog because not only does it get rid of the Misty Surge, which benefits me and most of the times and not my opponent, not only does it do that, but I don't want to get my Toxic Spikes and Stealth Rocks off the field. So even if he gets up rocks, I'm gonna calculate, like, do I really need the rocks off my field? I think Nidoqueen also gets Toxic Spikes, so that might become an issue. But I do have Kayak there and Gank to stoke those up, so yeah, we'll see as it goes along, like I said. Nidoqueen, if it's not offensive, it'll probably be Stealth Rocks plus Toxic Spikes, or just Stealth Rocks in 3 attacks. But yeah, this thing's mainly here just for the Infernape. Taunt, having base 85 speed with the Taunt is great. I can basically stop Clefable from being annoying, and I can Moonblast that thing until it's hopefully gets special attack drops, and then be able to 1v1 the Clefable. That would be nice, but it is here for the Infernape. I mean, Infernape just does not do much to me unless it's like Banded Thunder Punch. Yeah, in which case I can switch into Kayak. Yeah, that's about it with this thing. And it's also pretty nice against Haxorus. Can Moonblast that thing. I can taunt the Snorlax if I think it's going to try to set up. And switch into Alolan Persian with this thing, which is really important for my team. And yeah, switches into Lycanroc pretty well. I do have a Mungus, but yeah, anyway. Last but not least, we have Palpal. Choice, Banded, Adamant. Massive damage with this thing. I mean, Close Combat just does so much. Gunk Shot can OHKO a fully defensive Clefable, and then basically just Close Combat and knock off everything else. So hopefully my opponent brings like a team that I can really do a lot of damage to this thing. I can, if I'm in against Clefable, if I'm in against Slowking, if I'm in against Snorlax, if I'm in against Persian, Lycanroc, Luxray, any of those, I can do a lot of damage. Maybe not, well, yeah, Clefable will be, or maybe I don't kill Slowking, but I'll U-turn out against it. Even Nidoqueen, I'll probably stand and just knock off. Um, Getting rid of his item, doing a lot of damage, and if it's like offensive with Life Orb, and I knock off the Life Orb, it probably doesn't one-shot me. Um, but yeah, I mean that's basically the team. I mean, I hope I can do some work. I really want to bounce back and get a win. I think it's possible. I think we have a pretty decent matchup. Our offensive mons, I think, really damage him pretty well. Specifically Passimian, Mega Sharpedo, and Marowak. And then Gank's just there to hopefully set up hazards and keep our hazards off the field. We really got to watch out for the Nidoqueen and for the Infernape, because if they play Infernape pretty well, it could be annoying to deal with. We got to watch out for a D-Dance Haxorus. And then hopefully we can keep Alolan Persian, neutralized. So yeah, now we're going to skip right to the battle. And hopefully it's live this time, but if it's not, then it's fine. I'll try to not give any hints about how the game went during the commentary. Anyway, I'll see you then. All right, here we are, back again with week 2. Another post-com. Sorry about that. Just couldn't live com at the time. So yeah. Anyway, looking at the team preview, basically I didn't say. I don't think I said who I was actually like the 6 I was predicting, but I predicted everything but the Slowking. Everything else, and I really did think the Alolan Persian was coming, but it didn't. So yeah. And before we start, make sure you check out my website in the description below if you're looking for some art commission done for you. So go do that. So I'm going to lead with Passimian. It's banded, so I can just get any U-turn off and do a decent chunk. He has a few leads, so let's just go ahead and kick this off. We're planning on slow so that we don't get... Anyway, I don't know. I lead with Passimian. He leads with Clefable, or she. Sorry, it is a she. And the Clefable is going to take like nothing. I know this is fully physically defensive from that damage. Clefable is able to get rocks up. Now I'm just going to Flare Blitz because nothing really wants to take that. It does do a good amount. Gets the burn, which doesn't do anything for me, and he knocks off, which is huge. Knocking off knocking off my Thick Club is just so annoying because now my attacks are just going to do significantly less. So I Flare Blitz again. I do 25%, which means this thing is Spit F. It's not Fizz Def. Snorlax comes out as I Poltergeist. It's immune. I was thinking about maybe knockoffing, predicting a switch, or knocking off, but that doesn't happen. I go into Carthagonova just to, or Finny, just to take any hit. I wanted to see what he wanted to do. As Slowking comes in, Brian Mungus was the better switch there, but I do get the defog off, which is great, as Slowking is going to teleport. I just wanted to get the rocks off the field, and Clefable's low enough to where I don't really have to worry about it right now. It is getting leftovers recovery, so we gotta kind of worry about that. I get the taunt off as she goes for the stealth rocks. Not gonna work because went for taunt. I was thinking soft boiled was coming, so I go for surf. I actually meant to have scald instead of surf. It doesn't end up really mattering, but I did want to go have the scald there because I knew that if I'm defogging, which I probably will be, the terrain's gonna be gone. So. And then I could get burned. So I'm going to Moonblast there as she decides to go into Slowking. Pretty good switching here is, I think, yeah, I predicted her to teleport there because I knew that she probably didn't want to stand against Finny as Scizor comes out. I'm going to go into Kayak, which is my switch into this thing, and I completely forgot this. I don't even know if I forgot. No, I think I did. I knew that this thing got dual wing, but I completely forgot in prep. And for the past week, there was no other switch in, so it didn't really matter. There was nothing else that could really deal with this thing. Maybe if he didn't have superpower, Reggie still could deal with it, but that ended up not happening. So anyway, I got a Passimian. I know I can basically get a lot of damage off on anything. Slowking's not Fizz Def, so I could probably just kill something there. As Clefable's down now, so I can go for Stealth Rocks and keep him on the field. So brings in Nidoqueen. I was hoping they wouldn't Earth Power there. Luckily, no Earth Power. Goes for Sludge. I think Earth Power would have been the safest play there, just for my whole team. So I'm actually was really kind of lucky there, but I do get rocks up. Nihilego really wasn't doing much now that Clefable was gone, so. And here I go for the liquidation. I bring in Mega Sharpedo. I don't Mega Evolve. I didn't even know if that was going to kill, but I thought they were going to switch. So I didn't Mega Evolve. And these next few turns are going to be crucial. So I Mega Evolve 38%. No Bullet Punch comes out. I just kill with Crunch, which is great. And now Infernape comes in. I was calculating Mach Punch doesn't kill unless he's banded like Adam and Iron Fist. I have Aqua Jet. I don't go for it because it wouldn't have killed, and Close Combat's going to be able to kill me. He's Scarfed. So now I know he's Scarfed. And the thing is, if he is Scarfed, I'm like, okay, I can go into Marowak. I'll be fine. This is great initiative. But, alas, it's not, because I knock off. There's no item that I knock off. Even if I did knock off an item, I couldn't Poltergeist, because you need an item to be able to get hit by Poltergeist. And now it's just a stall fest. Now I lost complete momentum. I had the +1 Sharpedo. I thought I was going to sweep. Scarfed Infernape stops that. If I Aqua Jet, I get enough damage off to where he probably can't switch back into rocks. But I really was not predicting Scarf, because I didn't think that she just bring in Scissor for no reason just to die and then bring in Infernape. I thought that it was over, honestly, but clearly not. And then I can't describe this many plays because the difference between slow and really slow on Showdown is so bad that I can't put it on really slow. But anyway, I switch into Passimian on the Slowking, get Psychicked. It's really bad. I mean, at this point, I go for knock off the Chesto Berry. The better play for her, I think, would have just been doubled back into the Slowking. But I think she just didn't think I had anything for Snorlax. I did go for Low Kick, do enough to where this thing's useless for her now. So I'm just gonna go into Palpal, get that U-turn off, and now it's Finny versus Passimian. The turn I brought in Passimian is because I really thought she was either going to slack off or teleport, and it just didn't happen, and I got hit really hard with a Psychic, which was just awful. At least I lived, but, whatever. So she goes into Infernape predicting the taunt, which was just A1. I thought it was possible, but I didn't think that it was going to happen, because if I Surf or even Moonblast there, the game is so heavily in my favor that I basically just win. I go for Surf, as she obviously just brings in Slowking. I Moonblast here, get the special attack drop, but then she crits me with Psychic, so I guess it's like 1-for-1. I go to Passimian, hoping that she slacks off here, which is indeed the case. And I'm going to go for U-turn. It's not going to kill. I bring in Finny, and as long as she's able to chip my Finny down to, like, I don't know, 25-30%, then she basically wins. So that's a little bit annoying, but yeah, in comes the Psychic. I'm going to taunt here. I'm trying to keep as much health on my Finny without letting this thing heal. It does go for Slack Off. I go for Surf. Now 2 Moonblast wouldn't... Wait. 2 Moonblast might have killed. So I should have gone for a Moonblast there, but even at 26%, I don't think I'm living a hit from Infernape. There's nothing I can do here. Just going to spam Psychic until I'm low enough. Special defense droppers, if that matters. I'm going to kill Slowking, but at the expense of losing the game. It's going to be another 1-0. I can't do anything at this point. I'm just going to Earthquake twice. So U-turn Flare Blitz, or U-turn Close Combat, Earthquake, and I'm assuming Flare Blitz. So she really didn't have much for Finny. So if I kept Finny like probably above 30%, I might be able to win that. But the one switch into Psychic really killed me. I really thought that teleport was coming. I think the biggest misplay was not Aqua Jetting. I had Aqua Jet on Sharpedo. I just was not expecting the Scarf. I didn't think that she'd just sack Scizor and then bring in Infernape. I didn't understand how that made sense. But that's how I get. Like I didn't see the potential Slowbro plus Infernape against Finny ending. I really didn't. Which I guess you can excuse me for because it's not likely. It didn't seem likely to me, so I don't know. We are 0-2 now. Both 1-0 losses though, so it's not the end of the world. Um, yeah, I'd say if we Aqua Jet, we do. Again, I'm not trying to repeat stuff or anything, but if we Aqua Jet, we easily bring it to where it can't switch back into rocks, and that's just huge because Finny beats Slowking 1v1 because it doesn't have leftovers. I can just taunt it and then Moonblast it twice and then rinse and repeat. Um, yeah, so unfortunate that one misplay just completely ruined the game. Or if I just switch out of Sharpedo, go into either Finny or Marowak, we're in a great position because then Sharpedo, whenever it comes in, it gets a kill pretty much. So, um, yeah, it's just unfortunate. So anyway, that's gonna be that. Week 3 we go up against Sun. I'm pretty sure he has like Dragapult and Mega Medicham, so I think we're gonna lose again. But it's just what it is. This is our first season, so I'm not gonna get like all bent out of shape about if we don't make playoffs or anything. I am in another league that I think I'm gonna record a draft analysis pretty soon, but um, so that'll go up probably around the time this goes up. So anyway, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry that I couldn't win, but won a super close game. GG's to her, and see you guys next time.